100 sentences using phrasal verbs with bring. Stress can bring on headaches. Lack of sleep can bring on fatigue. Lack of sleep can bring on irritability. Could you please bring back my pen? We need to bring down our expenses. Let's bring up the topic of future plans. Let's bring up the topic of future goals. Excessive stress can bring on anxiety. Could you please bring back my jacket? The orange tree brings forth juicy fruits. The orange tree brings forth juicy fruits. Cold weather can bring on a sore throat. Can you bring along your pet to the park? Overeating can bring on a stomach ache. They want to bring down the cost of living. The song brings forth nostalgic memories. Eating spicy food can bring on heartburn. Could you please bring back my charger? Lack of exercise can bring on weight gain. I'll bring up the issue of equality in society. Could you please bring back my camera? Could you please bring back my umbrella? Please bring along your friend to the party. Don't forget to bring back the library books. She brought off a successful business deal. Can you bring along your sister to the party? He brought along his guitar to the campfire. Could you please bring back my calculator? The music brings forth a range of emotions. She brought off an impressive sales record. The painting brings out the artist's emotions. Let's bring up the topic of travel destinations. He brought along his notebook to take notes. They decided to bring in an expert for advice. The thunderstorm brought forth heavy rainfall. The cold weather can bring on a runny nose. They decided to bring in an expert for the job. The apple tree brings forth a bountiful harvest. The company aims to bring in new customers. I'll bring up the idea of a team-building activity. The sunset brings out the beauty of the beach. Can you bring along some drinks for the party? The company plans to bring in new technology. The company plans to bring in innovative ideas. The company plans to bring in new employees. I'll bring up the issue of safety in our discussion. He brought along his laptop for the presentation. Let's bring up the topic of healthy eating habits. He brought along his guitar to play some songs. The government aims to bring down crime rates. The storm brought forth heavy rain and thunder. She brought off an impressive victory in the race. We need to bring down the volume of the music. Don't forget to bring back the DVD you borrowed. The sunshine brings out the colors of the flowers. We need to bring down our energy consumption. Can you bring along some snacks for the picnic? The painting brings out the emotions of the artist. Let's bring down the noise level in the classroom. The rainy weather brings forth beautiful rainbows. Don't forget to bring back the tools you borrowed. He brought along his backpack for the hiking trip. They aim to bring down pollution levels in the city. The sunlight brings out the colors of the painting. She brought off an excellent presentation at work. The bright colors bring out the beauty of the room. The tree brings forth beautiful flowers in the spring. I'll bring up the issue of funding during the meeting. She brought off the difficult dance routine perfectly. Can you bring along some snacks for the road trip? They decided to bring in a specialist for the project. Please bring back the borrowed CDs by tomorrow. The candlelight brings out the warmth of the room. The candlelight brings out the romance in the room. She brought off a successful fundraising campaign. The orange tree brings forth sweet and tangy fruits. I'll bring up the topic of environmental conservation. We need to bring down the temperature in the room. The sunlight brings out the sparkle of the diamond. She brought off an amazing performance in the play. The rose bush brings forth fragrant blooms in spring. She brought off an incredible acrobatic performance. The company wants to bring in new ideas for growth. The apple tree brings forth delicious fruits every year. Eating too much junk food can bring on health issues. Let's bring down the prices to attract more customers. She brought off a remarkable comeback in the game. They are working to bring down unemployment rates. The company wants to bring in talented professionals. He brought along his camera to capture the moments. They decided to bring in a new manager for the project. The bright colors bring out the vibrancy of the painting. They want to bring down the pollution levels in the city. I'll bring up the issue of teamwork during the discussion. She brought off a memorable speech at the conference. Can you bring up the topic of movies in our conversation? Don't forget to bring back the DVD you borrowed from me. The rose bush brings forth beautiful flowers in the summer. They aim to bring down the crime rate in the neighborhood. I'll bring up the issue of time management during the meeting. Don't forget to bring back the book you borrowed from the library. Remember, phrasal verbs can have different meanings depending on the context. It's a good idea to practice using them in sentences and pay attention to how they are used by native English speakers.